Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to, once again, another market close. Oh boy, do we got a red date for you today. I gotta say, this morning I was looking at the futures. I was kind of trying to get a feel for the market, and I actually thought we had a chance. I thought we had a chance, but I was very wrong. That market turned nasty very, very fast. Yeah. Oh boy. We're seeing, well, some of the big drivers today. We're definitely seeing more tech and industrial sector sell-off, not just taking profits, but AI has been freaking people out for a while. And I really think that we're still seeing a bit of that. All of the earnings that we've been seeing, especially on the US side in tech, they have not been great. The earnings have been good, but the reaction, because of some of the concerns with AI, the cost of AI, the threat to software, it's been adding up. It's been adding up, and we certainly are getting some interesting side effects. And now yesterday we had the jobs report. Now the jobs report, and I told you guys, we wanted to be close to expectations. We didn't want to be too far off the mark in either direction, and we were. The jobs report in the US came in strong, so a lot more jobs than anticipated. And that, of course, has stoked a lot of fear of, well, that there won't be a rate cut. And there's probably not going to be a rate cut on the US this time around. And that's got the market freaked a little bit. Plus, people are looking ahead to tomorrow. We got the inflation data dropping tomorrow, so CPI on the US side. So there's a lot of freak. There's a lot of freak going on, I guess. That's probably the best way to call it. But it has certainly impacted the market big time. So we're going to have to see how this is all going to how this is all going to shake down. How is this all going to shake down? Are we going to have another red day tomorrow? Chances are high. Chances are high. So I just want to sort of set that expectation. But guys, were there any dips today that caught your fancy? Did you do any buying? That's something I want to know. And of course, before we go anywhere else, guys, I got the iPad here. So as you guys may or may not know, Wealthsimple has a contest on. So every day you can spin, there's a gold coin at the bottom of the home page. You can spin it to get some entries because they're giving away real gold coins. I think 15 of them. 15 of them. So let's see how many entries I get today. I think my best isn't that high. 100 and did I get 190? I don't think I got 190. Maybe 160, 170. Anyway, let's see what we're going to get today. Here we go. All right, we'll spin it. Come on, big number, big number. Oh, 190. All right, this is definitely a high. I got 190 entries today. What'd you guys get? Throw it in the chat. I want to know what everybody got. There's 190 more. Maybe one of you guys today will get that 100,000. Now, if you are not yet signed up on Wealthsimple, first question is why? Why aren't you? Well, I'm going to give you the link here for it right now. So yeah, if you have not yet signed up on Wealthsimple, click on this link. Use my affiliate code. They'll give you $25 when you fund your account. They'll give the channel $25 too. So it's a win-win. And here's the beautiful thing. You can start spinning. You could start spinning and maybe you're going to win one of these gold coins. And I'll tell you, the gold coins are worth more than $25. So yeah, absolutely. And even if you already are happy with your current broker, never hurts to have a couple. And I will say, especially for new folks, Wealthsimple, they're top notch. Very easy to use, very intuitive, and very newbie friendly for sure. All right, now guys, let's actually get to the market here. Oops, I gotta share this up. Whoa, it was the black hole of me. All right, ugly day, ugly day. Oh boy. Yeah, this day doesn't look super great. I'm going to move me over here for a moment. This here, of course, is the TSX, and look at these candles. We had some pretty nasty red candles in the morning. We fell fast. We fell hard. Last couple of hours, we got some green candles, so a little bit of recovery towards the end of the day. But I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow could be an interesting thing. I mean, it could be that we see red up until the CPI drop on the US, and then we might see some recovery by tomorrow afternoon. But I have a feeling tomorrow could be a red day. Now, we are still in a green month, guys. So if you notice here, this blue line, that's where we entered the month. So we are above it. As long as we stay above the blue line, it's a green February. So we're coming towards the middle of the month. Well, technically, because the middle of the month happens on the weekend, after tomorrow, we're pretty much halfway through the trading month. So definitely interesting. So we'll see how this all pulls up. I will tell you guys right now, it's pretty much red across the board on everything. So here's the S&P 500. They had, like, look at ours. This looks ugly. Yeah, this is uglier. They plunged through the blue line. They're now in red territory for the month. And even in the last hour, I mean, the last couple of candles, still on that red side. They had a little bit of green in there, but for the most part, pretty darn ugly. So they're down 1.32%. Now, I will point out, though, going back to the TSX, we're actually down more. We're down 1.84%. But their candle is just much uglier for sure. The NASDAQ, also same boat. It looked like they were slowly making progress towards getting back into green territory, but nope. Nice big candle. They have certainly been down. So the NASDAQ sitting at negative 1.82. Dow Jones down a full percent, but still in green territory. So we have that. And the Russell in green territory, but fighting to stay above board. The little guys, I don't know. Commodities, oh boy. All red. Look at this. Gold down 3.18. Silver. Oh, silver. Come on. 10.58% down. Copper down 2.83. Platinum down 6%. And oil down 2.93%. And you can tell when commodities are down and oil, so energy and gold, oh, you know it's bad for the Canadian market. And of course, in case you were curious, crypto also following suit. Not a lot of bright spots today. Well, there's maybe one or two, but we'll get to that. Let's hit our heat map, and oh, here we are. Oh boy. Look at this. The banks absolutely feeling it today. Most of our banks are down at least 1%. So look at this. Royal Bank 1.47 down, TD 1.13, BMO 1.69, CIBC 1.43, Manulife Financial down 5.21%. So pretty rough day for the banks. A rough day for minerals as well. There's Barrick Gold down 3.41, Cameco down 1.47. Oil, a lot of companies down. Imperial Oil down a full 2.11. CNQ, Canadian Natural Resources, down 1.21. Now, when we look at pipelines are actually doing okay. I said there's a couple small little positive points, and this is one of them. We've got Enbridge up 1.26, Pembina up 0.61. So yeah, we got a little bit. The pipelines at least. Now our retail actually doing okay today. Loblaws up 2.94. Alimentation Couche-Tard up 1.35, and our railroads. I love this. Railroads. Look at this. CNR up 1.21. But I think the big sector-wise, I think the big winner, I'll pull up the sector right here. Utilities. For the most part, utilities are doing pretty good today, and they're a defensive sector. So We've got Fortis up 3.78, Hydro 1 up 2.39, Emera 3.89, Canadian Utilities 2.51, Algonquin 0.72. So a little bit of we got a little bit of goodness in here, a little bit. All right. What a red day. Let's look at the United States. And it's kind of a similar story. Pretty darn red. You can see most of tech definitely suffering. You got Nvidia down 1.15. Apple, what's wrong? You're down 5%. Well, 5.27. Google's down a wee bit. Meta's down 2.43. Microsoft is almost flat. They are down 0.16, but that's not too shabby. Of course, yeah, it's not a good day for the Magnificent Seven. Tesla also down 2.70. A few nice little areas. Health seems to be pretty resilient these days in the United States. So you've got Eli Lilly up 3.25, and I think I heard a rumor. That at I think it's Biggie. I think Biggie is adding Eli Lilly to their ETF. So that could be a good little side company to add into Biggie. I did say that Evolve needed to do something, so that's a step in the right direction. But Johnson & Johnson also up, AbbVie up. So yeah, the United States, it's kind of the same sort of situation. I guess an odd one, Procter & Gamble's up 1.23. So gotta say, and crypto. Oh boy, crypto is, yeah, they're suffering a little bit. Definitely a red day. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, they're all down. Now there's a lot of crypto. There's a lot of altcoins. There's more than 15,000. And guys, I like to pick on a coin. I like to pick a coin that is, for some reason my scroll is not working. So let's grab this coin here. All right, I'm gonna open up this coin. We'll pull it up. Oh, and I'm gonna move my head to the middle so you can actually see the coin. All right. I was gonna say this looks like the coin we had the other day, but it's same icon. It must be a standard icon they use if they don't have an icon. But it's called the 9-bit. Oh gosh, I don't know about this one. It is worth, 0.88 of a penny. So it's almost worth a penny, but I don't know what it does. Kind of don't care what it does. And this is the whole point with a lot of these coins. A lot of them are sort of fly-by-night. Some of them are rug pulls. Some of them are just fighting an uphill battle and really aren't going to succeed. There's going to be one or two that does. So I don't want to say that they're all going to be bad, but you want to be super, super careful if you're getting into these crap coins. And I call them crap coins because it's like going to the casino and throwing those dice at the crap tables. The house is probably going to win, not you. So this is the 9-bit. I don't want any bit of the 9-bit. So I'm going to leave this one here, but guys, there is money to be made in crypto. If you want to make it with 9-bit, do your homework, read the white paper, track down the developers on social media, see what this coin is all about. But otherwise, stick to your big coins, stick to your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, your Cardano, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin, although today's probably not the best day for making money. Well, it's a good day to probably enter. It's probably a good day to enter. All right. Holy banana bread. All right. Let's get back to Big Me and let's hit the chat. All right. Who's in here first? Who is in here first today? It's Lance. Hey, Lance. Welcome to number 1. So, hey, all. Holy banana bread Batman. I'm glad I entered into utilities and consumer staples recently. So we got Walmart, Loblaws, Fortis, McDonald's, Costco, and a few others, all in the green. Nice. Yeah, like I said, pretty good day for utilities. Definitely a good day for utilities. Stan is in the house with a hello all. And Doorpat says, oh my God, what a day. I know. PP is in there with a high, and we got Lisa saying, "Oh, everybody." The night bot. So guys, yeah, if you guys want to show tomorrow, we got the Financial Express. It's still running. It's still running. So yeah, 4 supers or 4 gifted subs or a combination as such, and bang, boom, we'll have a show tomorrow. Chad says, nice sunny day here in Saskatchewan. Good day. I will admit, we're getting good weather in Ottawa for a change. Now it's I think it's -5. I think it's -5, but that's so much better than the -20s that we've been having. So yeah, it's actually not too shabby. It's not too shabby at all. Let's see. Was this dip related to a bit of the carry trade unwinding, the CPI reports tomorrow, or anything related to the disputes in the Middle East? The Middle East, I think right now, I'm not worried so much about them. So when you look at the U.S. market, so that's kind of like, they're kind of spurring, like a lot of what we're seeing in Canada is coming out of that U.S. So we got the whole tech sector. The tech sector, I guess we could call it a rout. There's just basically a broad sell-off right across the board. A lot of it is disappointing earnings outlooks. So not the earnings themselves, but the outlook. So for example, how much AI infrastructure is going to cost? Where's the profits going to come from AI? What's happening to these software companies where you can just sit down with AI and you can almost pretty much do what they do in a single prompt. So there's a lot of concern about that. In addition to that, and oh boy, the jobs report. So the problem with the jobs report yesterday, and we didn't get to see fully how much it was once it sunk in. Now it's sunk in a bit today. So, and here, let me actually show you guys this. Let's go over here and we'll bring up a page and we'll bring up the report. All right, whoops. Let's actually go to Stocks and Investing Reports US Calendar. Here we go. So here we go, jobs report right here. So they were expecting 55,000 jobs to be added in January. And what I had told you guys is that we wanted to be as close to 55,000 as possible. If we came in low, then people would be worried because it would be a sign that the economy is weakening. If it was high, it would be a problem because of the fact that the economy is too strong, that we're not going to get the rate cuts, that sort of thing. And as you can see, it more than came in double than what was expected. So it came in at 130,000. They were expecting 55,000. So yeah, also unemployment. Unemployment came in better as well. I mean, so there are 2 factors. So they were anticipating unemployment staying steady at 4.4, but it actually came in at 4.3. So that's kind of interesting. Now, I think part of that is kind of the same thing in Canada. So when the jobless claims came in, well, today, you can see it right here. Here's our jobless claims. So they were anticipating 225,000. That actually came in a little bit higher. So I'm not saying that this is what happened in the United States, but some of the extra in here might have helped lower this number down because the unemployment, basically it looks at people who are on unemployment supports, so job supports. Once those supports expire, you come off of that. It doesn't matter if you have a job or not, you still come off of that data, and that percentage can come down. Same thing happened in Canada. With our last job report here, unemployment came down, but yet we also lost jobs. So, and that's what it was. It was just basically people who could not find work. Their unemployment ran out. So who knows where they're, whether they're, heading to some kind of social support or something, or maybe, maybe they're just roughing it for now. But I don't know what's happening with those folks. But anyway, yeah, that's part of what has been happening. And of course, tomorrow we got inflation data dropping, and you can see it right down here, the CPI. So they are expecting it to come in at 2.5%. year over year. So we'll have to see. We don't want, I would say, ideally, as long as we stay between these two numbers, I think we're good. Or if it comes in a little lower, actually, they could be happy about that. I would say don't go above 2.7. So I would say 2.6 might ruffle the market a little bit, but 2.5 or below will certainly be good for the market. So we're going to see how this all unravels. And guys, as we're doing this, we got a super chat in from Samantha. We need a show tomorrow with this market. Yeah, absolutely. $2 super chat. Thank you, Samantha. That, of course, gets, well, guys, the GOAT Squad is in the house. And here's our evil Monopoly goat. So just to start off the GOAT Squad for the day. Oh, holy banana bread. All right, we are, so we're 3 away. We're 3 away from a show tomorrow, but yeah, we haven't even gotten to the bell yet. So that's not too shabby. All right, now, where were we? Okay, we were just talking to Lance. Lance, we were talking about. All right. Oh, and the other question Lance had mentioned was the carry trade. Not yet. I'm not concerned about the carry trade yet. I think that's going to get unwound a lot, pretty slow. I think Trump is not going to let them unwind that fast. One of the things that Trump, his biggest bragging point. So, and I've seen this. I've seen people, different people from MAGA who are being interviewed, and if they don't like the question, they start talking about the stock market and where the stock market's at. And so it's a huge pride point for Trump. So I don't think, and this is something that would impact it, I don't think he's going to let it happen. I don't think he'll let it happen. I think he'll use every tactic in the books to make sure that unwinds a little bit slow, like very slow. All right. Scott says, hello, everybody. Abby's in the house with a good afternoon all. Chris says, MU is up today, but it's the only tech. PG and Cost and Lily are my heroes today. Yes, Eli Lilly, having a great day. Absolutely. Marina says, hi all. Tomorrow's US CPI report is expected to significantly impact markets. It depends on what it does. It really depends. Like we just looked at, well, heck, we still have it on the screen. As long as we can do, whoa. Everything's disappearing. Oh, here it is. As long as we can get that 2.5 or better, that will be fantastic for the markets. Like if, and I don't think this is going to happen. No boy. I honestly, the way things have been going lately, I'm expecting a 2.6. I'm expecting it to fall right in the middle, enough to rattle the markets a little bit. But, we'll see. We're going to see how this looks. Oh, gosh. PP says, what do your exception tomorrow? So what am I expecting? What am I expecting tomorrow? Up until the CPI is released, and that's luckily, I think, yeah, that's actually released before the market opens. So that's a good thing. It's not a situation like when they have the Fed rate announcement. They do that in the afternoon. So this will happen before the market. And that'll be the beautiful thing, because from 8:30 to 9:30, we will be able to look. We'll be able to take a look at the pre-market and what's going on. So that'll give us an indication exactly what is going to happen. So as I said, if we get expectations or better, I think we'll see a turnaround. I think we'll definitely see a lot more green. Now, tech might still be a little flat, though, only because the whole AI thing, I think, is still kind of burning bright. And that's the thing. I mean, I think people have to sort of amend their expectations in regards to AI, because AI is here and it's not going away. And if you're worried that it's going to impact things, well, so what? It is going to impact things. Just get over it. Let's find our new normal so that we can build from there, because there's no need being worried about it. It is happening. It doesn't matter. It's happening. It's one of those things where it's like, people were really frantic back in the early 1900s when cars came along. You know, they were like, everybody was like all worried, like, oh my God, it's going to put so many people out of work. You know, all of those people who groom horses, all of those people who make horseshoes, what are they going to do? Well, you know what? They adapted. You know, maybe a person who used to make horseshoes started making tires. I don't know, but you know, but we made it through it. The world's changed, and quite literally today, there's not many people making horseshoes. There are still some people, but not many. Um, and that's going to be the same idea. Like, you know, AI, yes, some jobs are going to disappear, but new jobs will come up. You know, it's not going to be a, you know, today we all have jobs, tomorrow none of us have jobs. It's not going to be quite that fast. What I will always say is that be that person at your workplace who knows how to use AI. Because if you're that person who refuses to use AI, who refuses to let it help your productivity, you're probably going to be, well, you're probably going to be one of the first who ends up getting let go, unfortunately. Depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you're in manual labor, you know, it's probably not as much of a factor, but I think in most office jobs and things like that, yeah, it's going to become I think it's going to become a big factor. So learn how to use AI. Don't be afraid of it. This is one of the things I'll even say. Some people may have dabbled in AI a couple of years ago when it first came on the scene. And you might say, you know what? I wasn't that impressed. I just wasn't that impressed. Well, let me just say, the AI that we have today is night and day way above the AI we had 2 years ago, and it's going to keep on improving. There's a phrase that they always say is that the AI that you know today is the worst AI you're ever going to know. Well, other than the AI you used to know, because it keeps on getting better, and that's not going to change. So yeah, it's going to impact things. All right, Miss Marquis is in the house with a good afternoon. I hear the cat over there. Tom says, bought HHIS, Biggie, and HBTE. Also a rocky flight on Air Canada. Yeah, now Air Canada has their earnings today. So, or is it tomorrow? It's either, I think it's today. I think it's after hours. And we'll take a look. Let's see what's going on. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Air Canada. All right. All right, here we are. So yeah, it's earnings today. And hi. Yeah, the cat saying hi. But yeah, Air Canada is starting to move up. I was hoping to get in down at the bottom of this. I was hoping to get us back in this channel, but that did not happen. That did not happen. You got 170. 170. Yeah, there we go. You know what? It's fine, guys. I've had low ones, so I'm happy with the 190. That's like I said, that's my highest. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll get it. Tomorrow's 100,000 for sure. Tomorrow's for sure 100. Yeah, no, it's not. But I like to dream. Mary is at one. Mary got 120. And Stan got 130. And guys, Mary is our official captain of the like button. And by the way, we have 1 minute to the bell. So guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, hit it now, turn it blue. It really does help the algorithm push it out. And that, you know, that's the best way you can promote a channel. Well, probably, yeah, I think it is. There's also this hype thing. I don't think it works on live streams though. But, all right, Stan is in with a 130. And yeah, Mary saying hello everyone with all of those thumbs up. You know what? Let me check right now. Where are we at on the like buttons? Tom says we're at 120. No, he didn't. Guys, we're only at 30. So there's at least 53 of you sitting in here right now who have not yet hit that like button. Guys, of that 53, let's get 20 of you right now to just hit that like button. That'll get us up to 50. It'll get me a little happier, And guys, it is time. We are closed. The market, it has closed, unless you turn off the alarm. And in 15 minutes, we'll have our final numbers because my Canada ones, it's funny, my US ones are not delayed, but my Canada markets are delayed by 15 minutes. Chad says, loaded up Microsoft plus my daily buys of Tech, VFV, VDY, XEQT, Dollarama plus 30 shares of TELUS. Nice. I thought, Chad, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you were getting out of the telecoms. I thought you were, but maybe I'm wrong. Gursky says, hello, everyone. Roku's in the house and only got 50. Yikes. Gursky got 70. Bismarcky, don't panic. We're in it for the long haul. We should get one of those don't panic shirts. Don't panic. Actually, you know what? You know what would be a good shirt? Don't panic, buy the dip. I kind of like that idea. Michael says, hello, Candace. Sold some Mirren at 229, having purchased at 179. That's pretty good profit. That's a pretty good profit for sure. Michael says, in the TFSA, so Carney cannot tax it. Well, yeah, the CRA. We'll say this. So the CRA can't tax it. Oh, boy. I keep wanting to say Conway Twitty, but I'm not going to say it, Ian. Ian says, hello, all. I was up this morning. Utes is having a good day. I DCA down to 950, so I'm almost green on them. Nice. Gursky picked up 50 Palantir today. Okay, very cool. I will say this, because you mentioned, somebody, not Gursky, but somebody was mentioning the Middle East as a possible driver. There is a second, I think there's a second aircraft carrier that's heading over there. We'll wait till Larry pops in. Larry's got it all down. He's got the 911 on all of it, or the 411. Although it's probably gonna turn into a 911. Vixter says, sold some PIC.A, so Canadian banks, and bought some HHIS and a little tiny MSTE with the change just for fun. Yeah, absolutely. I have, I have in both the challenge and in my Wealthsimple, I do have 10 in both of those places of MSTE for a little fun, just so that I can, say I have a piece of pie in the oven. I don't know. All right. And Vixter says, thanks, Candace, for your video today on HHIS and QQCL. Yes, and I'll tell you guys, that video, I tried to upload it the first time and it got stuck. I've never actually had that happen. So normally I have, for the channel members, normally I have my video up for you guys, usually before 2 o'clock, like usually between 1 and 2. But this one, after an hour of it being stuck at 39%, I had to cancel it, and then I just redid it, and it came up right away, and it got it all up and there for you guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Everybody else, guys, you'll be able to watch the HHIS and the QQCL tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's when it goes live for everybody else, for the world. But the channel members always get a 24-hour preview. Chad says, Walmart had a crazy up and to the right last few weeks. Any explanation? No, I don't have any particular, other than, this is, yeah, one thing I'll say, consumer staples has been down for a little bit. So, and I think that's it. I think we finally got to that point where the pressure on that sector is gone. And I think we're seeing, even though it looks really impressive right now, what's happening, I think a lot of it is, I think is not so much growth as it is recovery. Because that, and I don't know if we can see this on Loblaws. Let's take a look, because if we can see it on Loblaws, it might make it a little clearer. Oops. You guys just saw part of the video for not tomorrow, but Tuesday. All right, I'm just going to close those out. There we go. All right, those are all closed. Walmart, WMT. Let's see. Here we go. So yeah, Walmart today. I grabbed the CDR, but it doesn't matter, guys. All right, I won't grab the CDR. Let's just grab the US one. All right, here we go. So yeah, up today, 4%. So 4.007%. But I want to look, I don't want to look at the 3 years. I want to look at that. I want to look at the, actually, they've been, Walmart's actually been doing pretty good for a little bit. But that's kind of the macro. I just want to look at what's been happening recent. Yeah, here we go. This is kind of what I'm looking at. So we've had a few of these moments where, they've been kind of flat, kind of a little bit down, and then we had a nice little poop. Not a poop, but a pop. A pop. Let's say pop, not poop. And we've had that happen again. So this is kind of like that step in a way. But yeah, they kind of exploded a little bit here recently, and I like that. I think that's fantastic. I want to see. Well, that's a sector for me that is kind of one of them defensive sectors because people need the food, people need the clothes, people need groceries, all of that stuff. They need all of it, and you got to realize too. I mean, Walmart is now a big grocery store in addition to all of the sundries and everything else that they do. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. But yeah, there's been this little bit, it hasn't been a straight line. It's been a little bit of a rough road there. And with Walmart, I think Walmart's not the best one to see what I'm trying to describe, but it's nice to see them moving back up. All right. Samantha says, good afternoon, all. Canoe is only down a penny. Nice. I do like Canoe. Chris says, DO tends to go up a day or two after the market goes down. DO, oh, you mean Dollarama. There we go. Dollarama. Yeah, I like the Dollarama. And I have a lot of faith in Dollarama. I'll just put that out there. Scott says it's more like Magnificent Seven these days. Yeah, it's kind of starting to feel that way. That's the thing. I'm currently, like, all the trades that I'm currently stuck in with swing trading are all, they're all Magnificent Seven. It's like, come on, guys, give me a break. But they haven't. They haven't given me a break at all. Let's see. Took advantage of the dip today to get a little more VFV, HYLD, HHIS, and VDY. Nice. Let's see. Doll had a nice pullback too. Always buying that one. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Marina. Investors are flocking to defensive consumer staples like Walmart amid AI fears. Yeah, I've probably some. For sure. All right. We got, of course, the Nightbot letting you know the Financial Express is going. Lance, GMG had a great day today, up almost 10%. Oh boy, let's take a look at that. All right, here we go. So this, of course, is a Graphene Manufacturing Group. Okay, interesting. Yeah, graphene. You don't think a lot about graphene, but I know I recently saw something on YouTube about it. I think they actually make, correct me if I'm wrong, Lance, but I think that there's a lot of it made in Quebec. But yeah, it's one of these minerals that is pretty important. It is used for a lot of industrial processes, and I can see why we might get some movement on it. Although it's interesting, everything else in materials has gone down today, but apparently not graphene. Let's see here. I don't see anything else. I'm not seeing too much in here. Like, it's a fairly small company. So obviously at one point, I'll call them penny adjacent, but I like what they did today. And let's see here. Ooh, I don't like this. Well, I like one part. I like their debt to equity being 6%, not a lot of debt. But right now, at least as of their last earnings report, they were unprofitable. So an ROE of, so return on equity of negative 95.69%. So that would be something I would definitely be concerned about. So it would definitely make me do a pretty big deep dive before I would jump in on them for sure. All right. Oh, Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. Lance says, I noticed that earlier today, the USD/JPY fell 1% in under 3 hours. So many factors going. I think they're all feeding off each other. I read somewhere that the jobs report numbers were fudged a little. I don't know about the fudged part. I mean, it could be true. I just haven't heard anything about it, at least not from anything, reputable. Like, when I'm looking for news, I definitely look for, I like multiple sources. That's what I like. Like, if only one source reports on a story, I take it with a grain of salt. I like to find it in multiple sites. And I also, what I really love is to find it in both right and left slanted media. Because then you know for sure that that's an accurate story. All right. Brian says, if anyone wants to know to buy, just ask me if I invested today. Next day markets tank, bought yesterday. There we go. Let's see. Waste management got hammered today too. Had to buy some more. Yeah, I hear you. Always need garbage collectors. Truth. I see my garbage collectors twice, once every 2 weeks. But then the cardboard collectors, because they rotate garbage, cardboard, all that fun stuff. All right, and Patricia is in the house, and ooh, guys, we got a super sticker coming in from Mary. It's a bunch of trees. It's a tree sticker. It's a treat. Okay, that was lame. By the way, guys, if you make me laugh, you do get the joke. The joke. You do get the goat, the laughing goat. Oh boy. Oh, what a day. But thank you, Mary. And that, of course, guys, brings out my favorite goat. I should have my favorite goat at a different position because, you know what, really, guys? And you know what? The bell goat should probably be the first goat because then that would get it out closer to the bell. Maybe I'll reorganize these tomorrow. I won't do it today, but Mary has brought out Space Goat. I love Space Goat. My favorite goat, my favorite of them all. That is 2. So we're halfway to adding a show for tomorrow. All right. Oh, speaking of shows, guys, if you're a channel member, tonight at 7 p.m., we got the channel member stream. Now, I did put out, I asked if you guys wanted anything in particular. You guys didn't, so it's kind of gonna be, let's do it. You know what? Let's just do office hours tonight. We'll do office hours at 7. I kind of like that. It's kind of like our monthly will be office hours, an extra office hours this week. So yeah, we'll just come, we'll chill, we'll do whatever, we'll talk about whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Bring your questions. We'll handle the whole thing on the fly. It'll be fun. All right. Now let's get back to the comments, and I know where I was because I was using, sorry, Patricia, I was using you as a bookmark. But yeah, there we are. Chad says, my EI ran out only 3 checks this year. 3? Holy banana bread. But Chad, I think, now maybe I'm wrong, but you're seasonal, right? You do seasonal work? So you work in the summer and then you're off in the winter. Is that kind of how it works? I think, because I don't know. I think so. I could be wrong though. All right. A Navi says Bitcoin has a head and shoulders pattern forming. Oh boy, do they? Do they? Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's do it. Let's head over right now. Now, mind you, I'm on a smaller time frame, so I may not be able to see it. But here we go. Here's Bitcoin right here. All right, let's take a look here. So here, oh no, guys, we're beneath my support. I didn't want to see that. So yeah, we kind of were charting it the other day, guys, and it did break down. But can I actually, let's see if I can collapse it a bit. I can see, is that like a shoulder? And here is our, oh, that's a big ass. That's a big ass head. It's like a flat head. It's like somebody with a flat top. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you might be looking at this. Here's a shoulder. Well, you see, that's a problem, right? When you look at something like this, you could say, all right, there's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a second head, and there's a shoulder, or there's a third head, or just, maybe that's their ear, and then there's a shoulder. Yeah, I'm just saying, I tend not to put a lot of stock into head and shoulder patterns or teacup, cup and handle. I just don't. I don't find them as reliable as some of the straight. Like even, I don't mind. I don't mind pennants. I don't mind wedges. I love channels. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's what we got in here. This could be, depends on how you construe it. You could technically call this whole thing right here a head, and these could be two shoulders. So yeah, if that's the case, then we're completing it. You know, and yeah, then we could be looking at a breakout, down or up. It really depends. Like I said, I don't put a lot of faith in Head and Shoulders. Chris says head, shoulders, arm, legs, foot. I'm avoiding it. And Chad says 84 watching, 24 likes. Well, we're above 24. Because we were at 30 when I checked last. But let me check again. Let me get you an updated one here, Chad. Sometimes you have to refresh, because if you don't refresh, it doesn't always show you what it's at. So yeah, there we are. We're at 54 right now. So we got that 50. So hey, thank you guys. You guys did awesome. Our next goal is 70. Once we get to 70, I shut up about likes. No more talking. Mary may not shut up, but I'm going to shut up at 70. Head and shoulders, then come knees and toes. There we go. And yeah, the bell. Let's see, I got a green canoe at the end of the day. Nice. And the Financial Express, we're halfway. Oh no, guys, I just saw something. We're more than halfway there, because Kelly has come in and gifted a Mountain Finance membership. Who won? Derv Matter. Derv Matter won. Congratulations, Derv, and thank you very much, Kelly. Of course, guys, that's our TSX goat. And maybe tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to switch. I'll switch. I'm going to leave the Monopoly goat first. But here, right now, I'm going to switch. I've now put the TSX goat second. Space Goat is now third. We'll leave Math Goat where they are at fourth. And you guys, hopefully we'll see Math Goat, because once we see Math Goat today, we got a show tomorrow. Simple as that. Paul is in the house with a good afternoon. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? How's the weather? I don't mind asking now that we've got a balmy -5 here in Ottawa. All right. We're more than halfway there, and we're living on a... Oh my God, you know what? I accidentally skipped a ton of chat. Scott, I'm going back. I'm going back to the chat I skipped by mistake. Scott says we're more than halfway there and we're living on a prayer. All right. Oh boy, I can't believe I accidentally skipped. Accidentally. Here we go. This is where I was at. Chad, yes, hate telecoms. I want out. Bought it to lower my buy-in so I can sell sooner. Meanwhile, I'll just collect that fat divvy. That's my reasoning. It's very sound. It's a very sound reasoning. And we got Sue. I can't believe I skipped over Sue. Bought the dip on PSLV and CEF CDRs. Ooh, nice. Yeah. And that's the thing, guys. A lot of dips today. A lot of dips. A lot of opportunities to get some cheap stocks. John, let's see, played 3 Canadian dividend stocks with fun money that had all dropped fast. So MTL, I think, is that Mullen? I think that might be Mullen. And WCN. I got to check MTL because I think that's Mullen, but I could be wrong. MTL. It is. It's Mullen Group. There we go. I was right. I like it. Holy banana bread! Look at that. They had a nice little drop there today. Nice little drop, and it looks to me, yep, absolutely. They also had earnings today, so that's what happened on Mullen. Their earnings didn't. They didn't hit muster. They didn't muster things. So yeah. All right. Nice one though. All right, Lance says, I forgot if it was copper or aluminum, but they're mixing the two together for the benefits of both. I think GMG and graphene in general is going to be positive. All right, there we go. Now you see, I wonder if I'm thinking with Quebec, it might be graphite that they have. Yeah, now I'm thinking. I'm trying to think. What was it? It was a long time ago that I watched it. I watch a lot of these documentaries and things about things like that, and a lot of business stuff too. So Papa says SLF Canada up 6% today after Q4 earnings. Yeah. So Sun Life. Today, yeah, there's a lot of earnings coming out this week for sure. And we got Air Canada coming today too. I don't know if we have them yet or not. We're not going to be able to actually see anything, but we'll be able to see the earnings when they post it. But we should be getting our Air Canada earnings here today. So we'll see how Air Canada did. I can't wait. And yeah, so the TSX ended the day down 2.37. What a bad day. What a bad day on the TSX. Yeah, look at this. They flipped. Even though we had, oh boy, this was all green when we last looked, guys. Look at that. They finished off with some red. They're sort of following suit with the United States. Oh boy. Oh, what can we do? What can we do? All right, now, now I've filled the gap. I've filled the gap from when I skipped a couple of you guys. Paul says +8. Oh, that's nice. That's nice for sure. Lance, silver might shoot back up at the end of March, early April. COMEX doesn't have enough silver to meet delivery, and something big is going to happen in either direction in about 6-ish weeks. Yeah, no, silver. I'm very, very bullish on silver. So, and I honestly don't mind seeing it fall down because, as you guys know, it's a good time to add more AGCC. Paul says, late because I was putting together a tabletop TV stand / mount. AI lied to me about my wife's replacement TV clearance at the bottom, saying 2 inches, but needed 2.6 for soundbar, then take apart and put back in box to return to Amazon. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, at least Amazon. I find the Amazon stuff is usually not so bad. But sometimes if you order some of the furniture, you gotta you gotta take some time. Actually, we ordered beds. Was it about? Oh, how long ago was that? I think it was about. Is it 3 years now? It might be 3 years. But we ordered 2 beds. So one for Jill, one for me, and they were big beds. But we ordered them from IKEA, and I swear it took me an entire day to build both of them. It was, yeah, it was a lot of work. All right. Danielle says, hello all. I started a new position with XEC today with profits that I made. My first emerging market ETF. It looks like a good one. Actually, XEC is one of the ones that XEQT holds. So yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's a good way to get yourself some exposure to those emerging markets for sure. The manual shows TV has 2 leg stand settings, 2.5 and 3.5. Okay, interesting. Let's see. All those carbon allotropes are hard to keep track of. Fair enough. Stu is in the house. Let's see. S&P at the top of logarithmic 5-year trend. Candace, are you familiar with this? Thoughts? Here's the thing, though. I'm going to just put this out there. You know, I know there's a lot of people that, you know, they love looking at different trends, whether it be logarithmic 5-year, whether it be, I'm trying to think of the name of the one. There's one in my head. But nonetheless, when you look at it, you have to realize something too. A lot of times it doesn't always, you know, I don't know. I don't put as much stock into it because obviously one of the things about the market is that the market's going to continue to go up. And that's fine. And yes, it looks a little bit different when you're looking at it from using a log scale. But I don't put a lot of faith into it. I prefer to kind of chart the world. I kind of like to chart psychology. I like to chart what people are thinking. And yes, of course, a lot of the patterns that we see on the charts are a reflection of that. But when you start looking at some of the very long patterns, I don't always think that they can be accurate completely because the world does change. And the factors, the way X may have affected Y 5 years ago may not be the way that X is affecting Y today. And, you know, yeah, people will often say, but this time it's different. But the reality is there are times in history when this time it is different. Most times it's not, though, but there are times, and I do think that things are a little bit different. I think the world's a lot different now. And we're talking about just the fact that we've got a transformational technology in AI. The last time we had a transformational technology, I mean, really, probably the internet. And that's not even close to how transformational AI is going to be. So I take it with a grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt. I'll look at it and, and sometimes it's right, sure. But I want to see I want to see corresponding evidence to back it up. If I don't have that corresponding evidence, then I'm pretty much going to say grain of salt. Let's see. My wife's old TV is from 2016 and died 2 nights ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Puff of smoke. Puff of smoke. I've seen that happen before. You blow a tube or something. Well, I guess not so much. If it's 2016, it's not a tube. So I don't know if you'd have a puff of smoke with a circuit. Well, you could. I guess you could. Let's see. Oh no. Looking at the mark. Oh, Paul, you shouldn't have looked. You shouldn't have looked, Paul. Lane says, hey, all. All right, Chad says, yes, seasonal worker, normal April, September, unless there is an emergency shutdown in case something blows up. Refractory, bricklayer, industrial site, oil, gas, potash, coal mines, OSB plants, etc. Okay, thanks. Oh, you're welcome. 75. Do we have 75? Oh my gosh, that would be exciting. Now I can't talk about likes anymore if we're at 75. Oh, we're at 65. So I can still complain. Guys, come on. I'm going to have some coffee while you guys hit that like button. Mary wants 75. I'm not as demanding. I just want 70. Scott says, I have a 32-inch Pro Scan CRT if anyone's interested. We're turning this into a buy and sell stream. So, yep, guys, if you're interested in buying Scott's CRT, hook up with him on the Discord. I don't think there's a way you could hook up here. Actually, it might even be against it might actually be against YouTube's policies. I'm not sure. I've never really looked that up. Bleak is in the house with a hi all. And why do I still care? Says I have a 2007 furnace if anyone's interested. That's a pretty hot commodity, I gotta say. Scott says free to haul away. All right, there you go. That 32-inch Pro Scan CRT is absolutely free if you live near Scott. And Chad, yeah, I know. And guys, nobody's tried to make me laugh yet today. What's going on? What's going on? Don't you guys want to see the laughing goat? Niece is in the house with a hi all. Hello, Niece. How are you? How is Sweden? What is it? What's the temperature like? Actually, Niece, what part are you in? Are you in northern Sweden, or are you more? And I imagine Sweden's a lot like Canada. Like, most of your population is probably in the southern half of the country. But what can I say? Kelly says Scott's TV probably weighs a bit. I imagine. It's hard to say. I remember as a kid those old TVs that were huge. You'd need 2 people to move them. They were heavy. Sky is in the house with a hi all. Why, hello there, Sky. How are you? What's up? I always wanted to say what's up to the sky. There we go. So you see, I'm telling jokes, guys. Scott, can I give myself a goat? Scott, that's why it's free to haul away, because it's that heavy. Yeah. Well, I have a freezer in the basement. If you can get it out, you can have it for free. Because I wouldn't recommend it. It's old, and honestly, oh boy, we used to actually use this freezer for garbage. And that probably sounds weird, but we've bought things in the backyard now so that animals can't get into it. Although there's a tiny hole already in one of the containers in the backyard, so a crow managed to peck a hole in this thing. But just because we get a lot of animals that come by, And if you leave your garbage just out in your backyard, yeah, the animals will get into it and make a mess. So we had this, we had two, like we have a normal big refrigerator upstairs, but we had this secondary one downstairs. It wasn't being used for anything. So instead of leaving the garbage inside stinking, we used to just throw it into the freezer. We would freeze our garbage. And then even in the middle of the summer, like I'd carry out all these bags that, sometimes there'd be little ice crystals on them. People were probably wondering what the heck was going on in our house, that's for sure. Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. Chad. Chad says, where you live, Scott? Well, there you go, Scott. You never know. Chad might be interested in that fridge. All right. Gothenburg, and then go straight to the right. Let's do that. I don't know where Gothenburg is. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I'm doing it, guys. Let's see here. Google Maps. Google Maps. There we go. And we'll pull out of my neighborhood, and we're gonna head to Nice's neighborhood. Here we go. No thanks. All right, let's start switching in on. All right, here's Sweden. All right, I see Stock. Oh, come on, guys. Okay, actually, I can click on the bus. All right, so there is Stockholm. Here's Gothenburg right here. So look, okay, then go straight to the right of Gothenburg. So right in here. So that's basically south. So this is where Nice is, everybody, right in there. Isn't that cool? I like it. All right, fantastic. That's pretty darn cool. And gosh, look at all the things that you have near you. You got Copenhagen, Stockholm, of course, Helsinki over here. And then you got Poland down here. I guess Poland's fun. I don't know. But very cool. Let's see. Nee says, I was living in the hometown of Saab, if you remember that car brand. Yes. Yes, I do. I do remember. I don't remember it a lot, but I know I've seen it before. All right. And guys, look at this. We got a super sticker in. Tomorrow's show is now a go. And that does release our last goat here, our math goat. Our math goat is in the building. So the goat squad is full. We still have our holiday goat. So we have a seasonal goat next, and then we have an Olympic goat. So we kind of got two goats. We got two extra goats. But the Valentine goat will be going away this weekend because, well, Valentine's Day is Saturday. So after Saturday, no more. So today and tomorrow is your last chance to see the Valentine Day goat. What was I going to say? Let's. Thank you very much, Sky. Very much appreciated. And the Financial Express, it continues. It continues. I love it. All right, now let's see here. Where were we? Right here. Nice says, but moved late last year. Scott says, not Saskatchewan, GTA. So, well, there you go. You know, Chad, grab your truck, road trip, come back with a TV. Trollhättan is the city. Well, now that we know the city, guys, you want to go in a little deeper? Let's see if we can find Trollhättan. There's John Coping. Let's see, LinkedIn, Boras, Troll. I'm not seeing it. Is it a really small town, my friend? It might be. Uh-oh. All right, we're going in deeper. We're going in deeper. Oh boy. Oh, now I've kind of lost. I don't even know. Oh, I found it. Right here. Trollhättan, right here. Trollhättan, Sweden. Oh, if I click on it, what happens? It brings us right in. So here we go, guys. We now know where Nice is. And I'm gonna pick where in the city Nice lives. Now, guys, this is a random pick and it's gonna be 1,000,000,000% wrong, but yeah. Oh gosh, where do you live, niece? I'm going right here. Right in here. Hopefully you can see that. That's where niece lives, everybody. Probably not, but that's where I'm saying that niece lives. Over here, right here, just below Bajorn Dalen. There we go. My Swedish is really bad, but awesome, very cool. Yeah, SAAB, SAB Good Cars, Grand Theft Auto. That means a Greater Toronto Area, the GTA. And Scott says, yeah, the Greater Toronto Area, but it was like Grand Theft Auto for a while here. Grew up Saga B Town. You skipped my what? No, really? Uh-oh. I did not mean to skip your post. I'm taking a look back. I'm looking back. How did I skip your post? How did I skip your post? No, I don't think I did. The last post I have from you, Marina, was this one here, and I did read this one. I remember because of the AI fear. So maybe did you put like did you put a web address or something in it? Because whatever reason, YouTube killed your post. So I don't know what it was. Try posting it again and maybe get creative if there's like a dot or something in there. Because sometimes if you put a dot, like if you put eit.un, YouTube might look at. Sometimes it'll let it through, but sometimes it will look at that and it'll say, "Oh, well, that's a web address, and web addresses are not allowed." So maybe that's what happened there. But yeah, no, I didn't skip you. I didn't skip you. YouTube got you. YouTube. All right, let's see here. Chad, 6970, like now, it's under your picture. Well, yeah, of course. Let's see. On the other side near Stav, but have moved 1 hour away. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, what is going on here? There we go. I asked if you would swing trade Hood. Oh, interesting. Let's take a look at Hood. Because I don't know. I haven't looked at Hood. But let's see. Actually, I'm going to delete one of the. Actually, you know what? Let's just go into bank. If we go into the banks, I know I can add it here. All right, let's add Hood and take a look here and see what we got. So this is Robinhood. You know what? Let me grab the CDR. Because if I was going to trade them, swing trade them, I'd be doing it on that CD. Oh, look at this. So let's see here. All right, so here's Robinhood. So yeah, okay, they're definitely down. Holy cow. They did have their earnings. They did beat. They beat on, well, they beat on earnings, but they missed on their revenue for sure. So yeah, okay, I can understand why they fell. That's fantastic. But, oh boy, what is going on with them? So would I trade them? The short answer is no. But I want to say why, because I need a channel. Especially with a company like this. This is a company that I really, really would want to see some kind of channel in it. Now, right now, yeah, Bitcoin is down today, so that might explain this. And they might turn around. Like if I thought that crypto was going to have a really good day tomorrow, sure, I might jump into it. But I currently don't really have a channel in here for them. So I like to have a little bit of clarity. And right now, don't have it. I don't have it with Hood. So yeah, Hood, no, I wouldn't personally swing it at this point. Callie says I'd love to hear about Hood too. Yeah, all right. But I won't. Let me throw something else at you guys as well. So I said I wouldn't swing it. Now, if somebody was wanting to get exposure to crypto and they really were like, you know, I'd like to get in on Hood, I would say this is not a bad place to start dollar cost averaging, because you probably are going to be fine eventually, but I wouldn't swing trade it. I wouldn't swing trade it because there's always that possibility that they stay down for a bit longer, especially if Bitcoin decides to continue pooping the bed. Because as we looked at Bitcoin, And here, let's go back to Bitcoin once again. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I actually meant to do this. MC list, and here we go, Bitcoin. So yeah, if Bitcoin decides to continue, I call it poop in the bed. So staying below my support, that's not going to, that obviously isn't going to be great for Robinhood. So for that reason, you may not be able to get out of a swing quick on them. Not to say I get stuck in swings all the time, but that's just not one I want to get stuck in. And Chad's is different. Chad says, yes, I would swing trade Hood. There we go. Depending on your time frame too. Like I said, I tend to swing in shorter time frames. If you have a long time frame, if you're like, all right, I'm going to swing it, and I don't care if it takes a month. Well, yeah, that might be I might change my mind a little bit with that, but not on the time frame that I do my trading in. Bejor Dallin means Beverly. Okay, interesting. I almost read that as Beaverly at first, because that would have been funny. But Beverly, there we go. Very cool. And Chad loves the Bears too, so yeah, you gotta like it. All right, I'm gonna check the likes one last time here, because the reason I say one last time is because I'm confident you guys got us to 70. And you know what? You did exactly 70. No more talk about the like button. We're moving on. We're moving on from that. Oh, that's so good. I love a good coffee. Guys, so next Wednesday, we have, we've got our 10,000 celebration live stream. It's going to be 10,000 seconds long. It's going to be 7 p.m. And so that means it's going from 7 p.m. almost to 10 p.m. And we're going to use the spinner that's behind me. Well, I guess you have to be able to see behind me. We're going to use the spinner. We're going to have some fun. We're going to play some games. I'll answer questions. All of the fun stuff. We're just going to have a good time as we sort of celebrate the channel moving into that, moving into the multi-thousand area, I guess. I don't know, but moving into 5 digits. There we go. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up on Wednesday, so I can't wait for that. That's going to be fantastic. Whoops. Bear Valley. Is Bear Valley? Bear. Oh, that could be. Maybe. Is there an E missing? That's it. Yeah, Bear Valley. Very cool. Chad says, why did Waste Management go down? They did good on earnings and forecasting for 2026, and I cite. Good question. I don't know. I really don't, but whoops, that's not where I want to go. I want to go here. I should really pay attention to where I'm clicking. All right, let's go to Waste Management. What is it, WC? No, all right, there's Waste Management CDR. Waste Management right here, WM. So let's take a look here. Yeah, okay, I see that little bit of a drop there. And they're kind of in the process of a recovery. So this drop, it might just be regular volatility. That's what it might be. So I don't see anything in particular. But let's quickly click on the news. So yeah, just their earnings here. So that looks fine. Oh gosh, there we go. I was starting to move towards the mute button because I thought I had to sneeze, but it went away. I love it when that happens. Somebody said to me once that if you say pineapple when you're about to sneeze, it will make the sneeze go away. And believe it or not, it's worked. I've tried it a few times. So what can I say? But yeah, right now I don't see anything in here with Waste Management that shows me any reason for them to be down. I think it's just normal volatility. I think that's all we're looking at with them. All right. Nee says, yeah, sorry, English is not my first language. Their first language is number 2 of 3. Wow. Oh gosh. Now I got to think. Well, okay. I'm going to try to figure this out. I think, obviously, Swedish would be your number 1. Then number 2 might be English. You know what? I think your third one might be French. There's a lot of French in Europe. So I'm going to go with French as the third language. Let me know if I'm right. If it's not French, then German, but I'm pretty sure. I'm betting on French. I'm betting on French. Larry says I'm having a root beer float today, which will make the crypto market bullish. If that's all it takes, Larry, let's send Larry more root beer. All right. Chad says 73. Nice. Kelly, I'm jealousness. I'd love to speak several languages. Yeah, I mean, I speak English. I got some rudimentary French, like very rudimentary. And ironically, the rudimentary French I have isn't even Canadian French. It's Parisian. So what can I say? But here's the beautiful thing, guys. We are getting really, really close. And actually, I mean, it's completely doable right now that if you watch Star Trek, they got this whole universal translator. So basically a computer that, makes everybody speak the same language per se. But we're getting pretty darn close to that. Like there are AI devices now that will translate for you right away. And it's actually getting really good. Like, for example, if I am going through my comments and somebody leaves me a comment in a language that I don't know, I'll grab the comment and I'll throw it in ChatGPT and say, "Hey, what language is this? And what are they saying?" And then I'll craft a response and say, "Can you translate that response for me back into that language?" And I'll drop it in. I know a couple years ago I had somebody from Portugal. They were speaking to me in Portuguese. And we had a conversation. It actually worked pretty well, and AI's gotten a lot better since then. So what can I say? Larry says, I love waste management. Been buying since I was just in the 140s. All right. All right. All right. We'll move over here to Scott. Looks like Trollhättan is about the same latitude as Churchill, Manitoba. I hope you don't have the same type of bears in that valley. Here's a question, guys. I do not know this. I've never asked this question before. Do we have polar bears in Sweden or Norway or Russia? Does Eurasia have polar bears? And I don't know. And I'd have to know. I have to know this. Guys, this Google moment is brought to you by my stupid brain wanting to know if we have polar bears outside of Canada. We will have them in the United States, and we'll probably have them in Alaska. So the United States should have them, and definitely Denmark. So for Greenland. But all right, let's see. Are polar bears unique to North America? There we go. Because I really don't know. They're not. Here we go. Holy banana bread. So look. Norway has them. Greenland. Of course, Greenland. We knew about Greenland. Russia and Alaska. So yeah, we knew. So Russia has them and Well, what about Sweden though? I mean, can you stop a polar bear from crossing from Norway to Sweden? Come on. Now I have to know. Does Sweden have polar bears? If Norway has them, can they not have them? All right. So yeah, I think they do. Yeah. Oh, no. I saw the 9 nations and I got excited for a second, but apparently not. So, yeah, Canada, Greenland, United States, Russia, Norway. Now, maybe there's a mountain range that sort of blocks northern Norway from northern Sweden. I don't know. I'm speculating why there's no polar bears in Sweden. Who thought, guys, how many of you coming to this chat today thought we'd be talking about polar bears and the fact that they're not in Sweden. I'm just curious. Chad says, "Why is it going down?" That, like I said, I don't think it's going down. I think it's just normal volatility. I'm not even concerned about it. Niece says number 3 is German, and I am rusty as hell, but can still read and understand spoken German, most of it. Okay, there we go. So my alternate to French was German, and at least I was close. I was close, but I don't get a prize. I don't get a Cupid doll for that. Paul, the 2016 Sony TV was $1,800 with tax. Inflation shows that was $2,500. Now we spend a lot less on the new TCL TV from Costco. The same quality in a Sony is too much money. There we go. Oh, I should turn off the Financial Express. Let's get that Financial Express turned off. Here we go, because we're already there. Okay, let's see. Paul says there was talk that TCL was buying a 51% stake in Sony. Kelly says my Samsung headphones translate. Very cool. I like that. The Google Translate app is pretty good too. Chad says my first language is English. All right. And I can nearly speak that. Fantastic. That's actually kind of funny. You know what, Chad, the bar's low today because nobody's even come close to making me laugh. So here you go. You get the laughing goat. You get the laughing goat. Because of a low humor deck. Humor decks? Ooh, I like that word. Low humor decks. Paul says YouTube needs members. Get a few more words. Can speak American English and British English too. Just love the tangents on your stream, Candace. Awesome. It's not hard to send me off on a tangent. It's not hard. And I kind of have an opinion on everything. I have opinions on everything. So, oh boy. Chad, saw an albino polar bear once. You already got the laughing goat, but that actually was funnier. Oh my God. All right, you can have the goat again. That was... you made me snort. It's like I almost need a snorting goat now. What can I say? Oh boy. Oh dear. Whew. Scratch. Welcome, Scratch. Ice is too hard in Sweden for polar bears to move there. Okay, I guess. Yeah, solid ice. Polar bears are mean killing machines, can smell blood through the ice, and 100% meat eaters. Yeah, they're dangerous. I mean, they are very dangerous for sure. Like if you're ever up around Churchill, Manitoba, and you see the polar bears there, yeah, stay away. Maybe head in the opposite direction. Isaac, says, it was a bloodbath today. I bought AP.UN at $15.18 at $35 over 3 years ago, and now they're about $9.16. Yeah, Allied Properties, absolutely. They went skydiving. They went skydiving without a parachute. Yeah, not good. Let's see. Google says Sweden has Eurasian brown bears. Well, we actually have. There is a bear in the north. It's actually a hybrid of a grizzly and a polar bear. So there are some of these hybrids that are up there. I don't know if they can reproduce, though. That's the funny thing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I remember seeing it in a documentary. Let's see. A kidney to invest. Love Sony. They make chips now. You're still giggling. I know. And a snort. Yeah, you got a snort out of me. What can I say? All right, guys, we are coming up to the end. So if you got your last minute questions, get them on in because I am back here again at 7. So, I tend to keep a show when I'm doing a second show. I tend to keep the time a little bit on the tight side, but we will definitely be back here at 7 for the channel members. And as I said, you guys didn't really give me anything tonight to talk about, so we're going to just do kind of like another office hours. We'll just talk about whatever. We'll have a chill time. It'll be fun. I love office hours. Elaine says, I have an Amazon parrot, not period. I have an Amazon parrot, and when you laugh, it gets him excited. Oh, God. Yeah. And when I legitimately completely crack up, oh boy, it's my laugh when I get off the rails has been compared to seagulls doing the nasty. It's just not good. It's not good, but apparently it's funny to watch. Muggsy says, late to the show. I'll have to catch the replay. Had to do physio. Well, oh, yikes. Well, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. Does it dance to music too? Good question. I hope you're okay, Muggsy. Yeah, absolutely. I hope so too. And I'm hoping tomorrow we get a better market for sure. But there may be some buy the dip opportunities tomorrow if that CPI really does decide to be a little on the bad side for sure. All right, guys. So coming up, as I said today, we will have another show at 7 o'clock for the channel members. Can't wait. It'll be kind of like office hours because I don't really have a topic for tonight. And we'll be back here again tomorrow. Another market close. We'll see we're going to see what the market does for us tomorrow. I can't wait. And then, well, no shows on Saturday, but we'll be back again, of course, on Sunday for this week. And next week, guys, so excited. We got our 10,000 sub celebration show coming up on Wednesday night. That's going to be one to watch for sure. All right, guys. I will bid you all a fond farewell. But before I go, I do have a couple of words I wanted to quickly throw at you. And that is,